my name is Ralph George. I'm the creator of SmileFy. In today's tutorial, we're going to discuss a very interesting case and, of course, a very interesting workflow. We do have composite restorations like this. And now the challenge is to remove the composite layers digitally, of course, redesign in a way that we can set only one appointment for the patient. We remove the composite layers, we keep the gingival margins, we redesign and we create temporaries. We will design in a way that we keep the palatal support so that we can create the silicone key, and removing the composite layers and creating the temporaries is going to take only one appointment. Let's start a 3D design. Do you want to create a 3D design based on the digital patient? Yes. And here we go. Good. We're going to start with the maxilla design. Of course, that's a case that we have to remove, in which we have to remove everything. But for the tutorial, we're going to design only the social smile, so canine to canine. Just to discuss the workflow and to see the features that allow us to do so. In the first screen, we calibrate the frontal position, we calibrate the occlusal curve. In this case, we want actually to design ideal, so we will create the occlusal curve over the incisal edges like this. And next. We set the smile frame. That's fine. We reduce the height. Let's see. That's pretty good. Okay, maybe we adjust the occlusal angulation. More like, that's too much. It should just touch the cusps. That's fine. And adjustments. Now we set the actual size for the width. The midline is shifted, so let's go back and make sure that the midline is properly set. Here we go, midline. That's better. Adjustments. Good. Centrals, it's fine. Laterals, a little bit smaller, and the canines also. So we will use exactly this width for the teeth, and now we generate a smile. Okay, so we have, you see, now we have like the ideal smile, and we go to the next screen in the 3D smile design. Good. For views, let's start with the upper. Zoom in, place the model in the middle of the screen so that it's convenient to work with, and lock the view. Here also, lock the view, and then we have the free view, which we use to rotate. Good. So now, the first step is to remove the composite layers so that we can redesign. We remove the composite layers, but we preserve the gingival margins. Mesh editor, mark area, and we select the maxilla and the maxilla. Nope, not the maxilla design, but it's fine. Mark area, it's a brush. So now we're gonna mark the composite layer like this. We draw over the area that we want to reduce. You see the composite layer is very, very thick, so we can go and mark properly. Very important to keep the gingival margins clean, and here also. Good. Let's see in the palatal area. In the palatal area, that's also composite, so I'm gonna mark here everything like this. Invert the selection, reduce the brush, and I'm gonna mark very, very precisely the edges of this composite layer. Here also, like this. That's fine. Let's see. Looks good. Yes. I think that's fine. Yes. Perfect. So this area is going to be reduced by clicking on Reduce Area, Digital Adjustments, Reduce Area. Now I have the brush. I increase the size of the brush, and now I just click and go over the composite layer. Like this. You see, I can reduce now the area of the composite layer without changing the gingival margins, without touching the gingival margins. Here also. Good. So that's our digital prep. Let's apply and adjust the design properly. Let's go to the free view. We do have the gingival margins. That's our central. We make the space here, and here we go. We need to readjust the size. That's fine. And I think when we go to the occlusal view, yes, we need to go more lingually and also change the orientation a little bit, like this. That's fine. Let's see the gingival margins. Free view again. So here we go. Let's rotate the model and see what we have. It's still too inaccurate, the position and everything, so we're gonna try now to set the position as accurate as possible. Let's see, these margins are pretty accurate. That's fine. Yeah, that's good. So here the margins are accurate. We're gonna work and clean the palatal area so that we keep this area as palatal support for the silicone key. And let's see in this view we have here some adjustments. That's fine. Okay, 4 views. Back into the 4 views. Good. Now let's see. Okay, that's the size of our central. So the central should be actually going exactly to the gingival margins. But for that adjustment, we need to go back to our mesh editor. We will use, in this case, the form first. So I select the meshed maxilla and the maxilla design. The form, size of the brush, big, and we will adjust now here the position of this central to the gingival margins. Like this. It looks good. A little bit on the here, the interproximal spaces here, also a little bit of more accurate, and the margins. I think that's fine. Let's adjust the gingival margin. Way too big the brush and way too aggressive, so I reduced the size, and now I carefully move over the edges here. That's fine. Smooth out the edges, also accurate enough. Yes, accurate. I like it. Good. It's fine for me. The edges are fine, so let's work now on the palatal area. We will flatten here actually more of our model. We need to delete, like a digital prep, all this excess area. Like this. Inflate to the edges and flatten here. Very important to keep this area here for the palatal support. Good. Deform over the edges, smooth out, still over the edges here, inflate just a bit, and smooth out. Here we go. Smooth very gently the edges. Good. That's the central. Now we're gonna do exactly the same procedure for every single tooth, and we will create the temporary and the new design, of course, with the temporaries for this special case. So we do have here, you see the same lip support, and this model is going to be used for to print, of course, and then to create the silicone key. I'm going to speed up and design everything the way I did the central.